Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, I am Lexamar2, and today is such a weird day. I basically have driven past this car every single day for 5 years and decided that today is the day I'm just gonna buy it. I drive this way to work every single day, have seen this car sat here, essentially rotting, and what do I decide to do? Give them a call. So anyway, come with me to buy a car
and I don't know, this is weird. Why is Chris from the Just Drive YouTube channel, shameless plug there, recording a segment for Lex's video? And the reason is Lex is at work right now. However, we may have picked up another project car, as Lex I'm sure will be doing an introduction to now, and it needs a couple of things to get it running, or diagnosing to get it running, so let's crack into it. This is the new car. It is a Mercedes 190e manual. Yes, it's got the front bumper off at the moment. I'm sure Lex will explain in the video what it comes with, but at the minute we're not having any luck getting it started, so let's get into diagnosing. I have bought preemptively a new fuel pump. We also have a new fuel filter in the car as well, and I have a fuel relay coming in the post. It hasn't arrived yet though, so I'm a bit worried about that not arriving in time. Hopefully it's not that and we can get this started. So first things first, I'm checking all the fluids. So we have brake fluid in there. We're a little low. I believe this is going to be coolant. Yeah, that's coolant, so we're low on coolant. This reservoir here is, I imagine, washer fluid. Again, I'm not too familiar with these cars. We've had a semi-new belt put on, so yeah, these are all the signs we're looking for. Ignore a couple of plastics randomly all around. I'm going to check the air filter and things like that. And then also gonna have a look to see how much oil it has in, which is one of the most important things. So I'm gonna get a rag to check that now. So far the oil looks fine, so let's move on to an attempted start. So far, while trying to start, we are ticking, but we're not getting any go. So it's one of two things: fuel, spark. Let's start to crack into it. Let's pop all the spark plugs out and see if we're actually getting spark to any of them. So the spark plug is looking mighty gunked up and lean. So this will rather need replacing or cleaning. I need a plug socket to test it with my spark plug tester, but I might be able to just put some small voltage through and see what it does, see if we get any spark out of this. So again, looks like we're running pretty lean. This gunk won't help us start the car, so again, could be something to do with spark here. And again, pretty lean, not too covered in gunk, but not the best for what I'd like to see, but let's see what we can get going. Now first of all, I'm going to clean the spark plugs off and then run some quick tests on them. Some of the anode tips were loose, so it could be that. I'm also going to do an endoscope to look inside of the engine to see the health, and if we can't get it started, we might have to try and use the compression test to see where our compression's at. We're hoping we don't have to get to that point. Now I have cleaned them off and I am going to check them for spark anyway. However, what I'm going to do quickly is check, because I thought I saw some spark plugs in the door. So these are Bosch spark plugs. I'm just going to check the quality of them, but they look brand new. So I know that we like NGK, but let's see if these Bosches are any better and make sure that they're the right part number. Comparing these to the other ones, they do look like they would work as spark plugs for this car. However, I'm just going to double check the part numbers and make sure that they're all going to go in okay, because we don't want to cross thread or cause any issues with these spark plugs. These spark plugs properly, but I don't have power for my little unit there, so just checking up on the part number, and fingers crossed the new ones are fine to go in. So after doing some research in the car after it had started to hail, I found that these spark plugs are definitely for this vehicle, so we're definitely going to be putting these back in, as I have no way to test them besides the old-fashioned way, which I kind of need someone else here for. I'm just going to put the new plugs in anyway and see if we have any better luck starting. If we do, great. If not, then I'll start to look at fueling and other things. I'm just going to whack these new plugs in instead of the old ones, because even if it's on bad fuel or whatever else, it's not going to spark with those properly. Now with a full set of new spark plugs in, let's crank and see if we can get it to start. Let's see if the car wants to crank and spark this time. I find it so strange in this car, it's so different that the ignition is on the left. So let's see. So still not doing anything. So now it leads me to believe that it might be fuel. We were told about a possible fueling problem before, so let's diagnose that now. I'm told this is a new battery, but I'm still going to check it on the cheapest volt tester I have, just to see how many volts the battery's got. So selecting the voltmeter onto the volts, I'm going to connect to the positive terminal on this side, ignore the road and the rain noises. It's very difficult to do this one person. But I'm going to stick a probe in that side and touch there, and we are getting a consistent 12.48 volts, which is perfect. So we know the battery is definitely not the issue. Now it's time to have a look at the airbox before we go any further into fueling. So I've just gone all the way around, opened some clips, and I know this looks a little crusty, but it should be fine. Let's get the airbox wiggled off and see if there's anything out of the ordinary or wrong. By the looks of things, air filter wise, we are fine. This looks like a semi to brand new air filter that's gone in here. So essentially, we've just now got to figure out what's going on. A bit concerning that we've got some bits going on at the top there. Some oil that it seems that's just lying around. But I'm going to make sure the throttle's opening and closing, which it seems to be. So let's try and start with the airbox off, giving a few revs to see if we can get some fuel through the system. There's going to be a lot of getting in and out of this vehicle in this video, so do bear with. Lex might end up cutting most of it out, to be honest, but if I just move the fuel pumps out the way, I'm just going to give her some gas whilst the air filter's off to see if it's that that's causing the issues. No luck there. Nothing at all. So ideally I need 2 people for this, but I did hear the engine try to go into action by using some degreaser as a fuel inside, same as brake cleaner or anything. Inside our diaphragm here are valves to open to hopefully get some spark. She did almost go, so if I had another person here spraying inside, I think we could get her started. But I'm going to try one more time with the camera set up waiting to see if I can get her to go. The tripod set up, let's see if we can quickly get her started. So just pushing the diaphragm down. And then let's see if I can get her down. Not quite going, which means it's definitely going to be a fueling issue. We know that the spark plugs are engaging because she is trying to start. She's sputtering. So it's definitely going to be something fueling related, rather the relay itself, which I believe is located somewhere just in there. If not, it'll be fuel pump, fuel filter. The fuel in this is a mixture of old and new fuel, which is never the best. So let's see what we can do. Underneath the car on the driver's side rear, down here, there is a paneling that's got a couple of 10 mils. That should lead us to where the fueling bits are. Hopefully. Well, I say that. So disgustingly on the floor, we're going to try and take some of these bolts off. I believe they're 10 mils. And get to the fueling. Yeah, I can feel her gripping. And I'm loving my new snap-on ratchet as well. I've never had any nice ratchet before. Well, ratchet head in this case. So I'm super excited for this. So I won't bore you, but I'll get these bolts off. And so far everything under here looks absolutely ancient, so I'm not surprised that something might not be working as well as it should. So now the cover is out the way and I'm absolutely covered in grot and grime. Let's see what we're working with under here. So we've got our little open and close unit, our filter and our fuel pump. The only thing is, when I disconnect all of this, it's gonna leak fluids probably just about everywhere. So I'm gonna have to play my cards right on how I go about this. Before taking any of those apart and really diving into those, you know, in these weather conditions, I've been told to go into the fuel pump relay and bridge 30 and 37 on the forums. Let's see if bridging those pins works. I've bridged those two pins, so let's see if the car starts. Even by bridging the fuel pump, the car's still not liking running, unless I've done it. I'm just going to quickly attach the new fuel pump and see if it primes without hooking up to any fuel.
So guys, that is the car, and that is the car reveal. I don't know if this is what you guys were expecting. I know a lot of people are expecting it to be another Jap car. But we are moving on to German cars now. Obviously the MR2 will always have a special place in my heart, and it's going to be really difficult not driving it every day, but I do need something that's a bit more suitable for these roads, and I have some really big plans for the MR2. So I don't want to ruin the car. I don't want to keep driving it to work every day. I want it to just stay nice, stay garage. Now it's ready for show season. Also, if you have any 190E hacks, tips, mods, anything you want to see, please let me know, because we are so new to this style of engine, to working on German cars. We are finding out so much stuff, and it would be really helpful if you guys shared some knowledge as well.